We are on 2 Kings chapter 5. Now, Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master and honorable, because by him the Lord had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man of valor, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid, and she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her master, Would God, my Lord, were with the prophets that is in Samaria, for he would uncover him of the leprosy. And one went in and told his lord, saying, Thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, Go, I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed, and took with him 10 talents of silver, and 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 change of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, Now then this letter is coming to thee. Behold, I have with thee sent Naaman my servant to thee, that thou mayest cover him of his leprosy. And it came to pass, when the king of Israel had read the letter, that he rent his clothes, and said, Am I God to kill and make alive, that this man doeth send me to recover a man of his leprosy? Therefore consider, I pray you, and see how he seeketh a quarrel against me. And it was so, when Elijah the man of God had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes, and that he sent to the king, saying, Wherefore hast thou rent thy clothes? Let him come now to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. Naaman came with his horse and with his chariot, and stood at the door of the house of Elijah. And Elijah sent a message unto him, saying, Go, wash in Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall become again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. But Naaman was wroth, and went away, and said, Behold, I thought he will surely come out to me, and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, and strike his hand over the place and recover the leper. Are not Aban and Pharpar rivers of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel? May I not wash in them and be clean? So he returned and went away in a rage. And his servant came near and spoke unto him, and said, My father, if the prophet had bid thee to do some great thing, wouldest thou not have done it? How much rather then when he saith to thee, Wash and be clean? Then went he down and dipped himself 7 times in Jordan, according to the saying of the man of God, and his flesh came again like unto the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. And he returned to the man of God, he and all his company, and came and stood before him. And he said, Behold now, I know that there is no God in all the earth but in Israel. Now therefore, I pray thee, take a blessing of thy servant. But he said, As the Lord liveth, before whom I stand, I will receive none. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. And Naaman said, Shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules, burden of earth? For thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice to other gods, but unto the Lord. In this thing the Lord pertain thy servant, that when my master goeth into the house of Raman to worship there, and he learneth of my hand, and I bow myself in the house of Raman. When I bow down myself in the house of Raman, the Lord pardon thy servant in this thing. And he said unto him, Go in peace. So he departed from him a little way. All right, now this is what this is saying. I believe that the God that you worship is the true God that's in Israel. Now, my master, he goes and he prays at Raman. And if I go there and I pray to this God of Israel, will he hear me? Will he understand me? And he is saying, yes, go in peace. All right, now we're on 20. But Gehenna, the servant of Elijah, the man of God, said, Behold, my master has spread Naaman his Syrian, and not receiving at his hand that which he brought. But as the Lord liveth, I will return after him, and take whatever of him. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from his chariot to meet him, and said, Is all well? And he said, All is well. My master has sent me, saying, Behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the son of the prophet. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver, and 2 changes of garment. And Naaman said, Be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags, with 2 changes of garment, and led them upon 2 of his servants, and they bore them before him. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand, and bestowed them in the house. And he let the man go, and they departed. Ooh, this guy here, no, huh? But he went in and stood before his master. And Elijah said unto him, Whence comest thou, Gehazi? And he said, Thy servant went no whither. And he said unto him, Went not mine heart with thee, when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee? Is it a time to receive money, and to receive garments, and olive yards, and vineyards, and sheep, and oxen, and manservant, and maidservant? The leprosy, therefore, of the Naomi shall cleave unto thee, and to thy seed forever. And he went out from this presence, and a leopard as white as snow. So when he went and took this off of that guy, he got the leprosy. It's, look, let's put it this way. When God gives you a blessing, you don't need to pay for the blessing that you got. Take it on faith that God did it for you, and not through the money. They've got a thing going now. It's let me give you. Don't take my blessing away. Wait a minute. I just gave you a blessing. Don't turn around and try to give me a blessing. I'm giving you this blessing because God wants me to give it to you, not because I want something out of it. All right, we're on chapter 6. And the son of the prophet said unto Elijah, Behold now, the place where we dwell with thee is not too strait for us. Let us go, we pray thee, unto Jordan, and take thence every man a beam, and let us make a place there, where we may dwell. And he said, Go ye. And one said, Be content, I pray thee, and go with thy servant. And he answered, I will go. So he went with them. And when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood, But as one was filling a beam, the axe fell into the water, and he cried and said, Alas, master, for it was a borrowed. All right, so he was cutting down a tree, and the axe head came off, and it was borrowed, and it fell into the water. Now I like this right here. And the man of God said, Where it fell, and he showed him the place, and he cut down a stick and cast it thither, and the iron did swim. In other words, he throwed the stick in there, and the axe had come up. Therefore, said he, Take it up to thee, and put out his hand, and took it. And the king of Assyria warred against Israel, and took counsel with his servants, saying, Insomuch such a place shall be my camp. And the men of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, Beware, thou hast passed not such a place, for thither the Assyrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to place which the man of God told him and warned him of, and saved himself there not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Israel was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servant, and said unto them, Will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, None, my lord, O king, but Elijah the prophet, that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And he said, Go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, Behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots, and a great host, and they came by night, and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early, and gone forth, behold, the host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answers, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. All right, now I want to have something to say about this fear not. I don't know if it's true, but I have been told that in the Bible, fear not is in there 365 times, which is 365 days a year. All right, Elias prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire around about Elijah. And when they came down to him, Elijah prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elijah. And Elijah said unto them, This is not the way, neither is the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom you seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were come to Samaria, that Elijah said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elijah, When he saw them, my father shall smite them. Shall I smite them? And he answered, Thou shalt not smite them. Wouldest thou smite those whom thou hast taken captive with all thy swords and with all thy bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink, and go to their master. And he prepared a great provision for them. And when they had eaten and drank, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the band of Sisera came no more to the land of Israel. And it came to pass after that, that Ben Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it, until an ass head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of the cab of a dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. Alright, so they're selling donkeys, if you want to call them that, but there's a difference between an ass and a donkey. Alright, they were selling an ass head, which contains mostly brains, your eyeballs, a tongue. There's really no meat on your head, okay? On your, can you understand what I'm saying? And it was being sold for 80 pieces of silver. So there was no food there. And who would want to buy doves? I'm going to put it to you like it is. It says dung. Dung is the word for shit. You can get mad at me if you want to, but I'm telling you the truth. For 5 pieces of silver, who would want to eat that? Oh man, starvation is going to be horrible on all of us. As the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, were carried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Alright, see here, we're eating kids. Eating kids, okay? So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall. And the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Then he said, God do so, and more also to me, if the head of Elijah, the son of Shaphat, shall stand on him this day. But Elijah sat in his house, and the elders sat with him. And the king sent a man from before him. But ere the message came to him, he said to the elders, See ye how his son of a murderer has sent to take away my head? Look, when the master cometh, shut the door, and hold him fast at the door. Is not the sound of his master's feet behind him? And while he yet talked with them, behold, the messenger came down to him, and he said, Behold, this evil is of the Lord. And what should I wait for the Lord any longer? All right, so he quit waiting on the Lord. All right, we're on number 7, and we'll read it tomorrow. I think they're getting pretty good on these stories.